Dragonites, how is everybody doing? It is now Friday. You've made it to the end of the week. Congratulations. That is no small task any longer to make it to the end of a week. So, woohoo! Get yourself something nice because you need to do that. You deserve it and it's waiting for you. So go and get it. Alrighty then, here we are. Boy, you guys, the month is just running away. This is actually the end of week 2 for our Luna and Lycans event. And I want to thank you for your patience and ask you for just a little bit more grace because I've had to do real life stuff for the last couple weeks and I am exhausted and I'm running on 0 fumes. So what this whip and chat might look like, I don't know. So we're just gonna give it a shot and see what we can do. All right. First thing is I want to let all of you know that I have been watching your comments. I'm sorry that I'm so behind on getting back to some of you. I especially want to say I'm sorry to you, Joanna. Joanna Jopeck 5615, I think is your nick, or Joanna JJ. She is new to events. This is her first event, so everybody, Dragonites, I want you to go give her in the comment section, give her a Dragonite welcome and let her know that we're glad that she's part of our lair, okay? So my apologies, Joanna. I meant to give you some extra attention and I ended up not giving anybody any attention. So my apologies. I will be better about that. I have now officially, though, responded to your comment that you left. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. Okay. Second thing I want to talk to you guys about, Miss Brina Ham. I don't have you down as having actually signed up for the event. So normally if I were going to be sponsoring this from my own channel, what I would do is let you know that as you were a late sign-on, you wouldn't be eligible for the prizes because you missed the deadline for sign-up. However, because I am doing this event for Diamond Painting with Friends 2.0, I'm going to go ahead and add you on to the list because I noticed that you did leave a canvas in the assigned spot for the week under the Diamond Painting with Friends 2.0 Facebook group. So I'm going to add you to the list. Make sure that you do post again next week. Now, everyone, next week's postings are going to be where I pull the names from for the prize drawing. So next week's Whip and Chat, we're going to have the prizes will be laid out so you will see what will be available. I will spin the spinning wheel of prizes and you guys will there will be 2 of you, so there will be 2 winners. So what I will do is I will spin the wheel for each one of you and you will win a prize bundle. So that I'm going to use as a segue. So what I'm trying to get at is make sure that everybody that's in the event, please make sure you post your progress for week 3. Week 3 is where I will be pulling from to make sure that you've done some progress so that, in other words, your canvas should look different from you did when you started. That's all I'm saying. As long as you've been working on something, then you're eligible for the prize wheel. If you've completed your canvas, and I notice some of you have, wow, look at you guys going. Awesome job, congratulations. Diamond Painting with Jack. Jack, your canvas is beautiful. It turned out wonderful. I saw it earlier today. So I wanted to let you know it's really beautiful. Missy Nelson, yours is gorgeous too. I just can't even tell you. So yeah, so many of you. Marianne Hodges, gorgeous, gorgeous canvas. I'm really, I'm so impressed with the Dragonites. You guys always do such amazing work. I just can't even tell you. It just fills a dragon leader with pride. Let me just tell you that. So awesome job, everybody. I just have to tell you, they're coming along so beautifully. Margaret Mole, yours is beautiful too. I love that particular canvas. It's gorgeous. So everybody's doing a fantastic job. Thank you so much. I'm moving along here on Moonlight. I'm now sort of in the center of the canvas where it gets really hard to work on when you don't have enough room, and I do not. So it's going to look a little funky because I've got it rolled and clipped and everything. So just bear with me. Also, thank you, True Vampire Crafts. Thank you, Mins. You did a fantastic job on the pins. In the 2 prize bundles, I want you guys to see what you're going to be getting. Now, remember, I talked to you about it earlier in the last WIP and Chat that there were going to be event-themed pens that were going to be part of the Luna and Lycans event, and that I just hadn't received them yet. Well, I have subsequently now received them. So I want to show you what you're going to be winning. Now, one person, here they are. Aren't these beautiful? This is Mins with True Vampire Crafts here on YouTube. Her Etsy store is True Vampire Art. I think you should get over there and look. She has amazing stuff. I love all of it. Okay, one of you is going to get this beautiful Lycan pen that's pink and green and has a regular pen, a white moon pen for the Luna part of Luna and Lycans. And one of you is going to get this blue and green wolf pen with the glow-in-the-dark moon pen. So these are going to be, there will be 1 pack in each bundle. Now, I will show you a little bit more details. These are already packaged up because I didn't want anything to happen to them. So those are ready to go in with the bundle. However, and next time when you see the bundle, I'll also show you the t-shirt that Missy Nelson was so kind to donate to our event. Thank you again, Missy. Love that. Okay. So this is the Lycan pen. This is mine. This is my pink and purple one. See, isn't that pretty? But yeah, I'm going to try to get this so you can see the detail. Look at this beautiful wolf's head. Isn't this just the most gorgeous thing? I'm trying to get where there's as much light as possible, but it's dark outside and I'm not in a well-lit area, so because I don't have overhead lighting, it makes it kind of hard. But anyway, hope you can see how beautiful this design came out. It's gorgeous. So yes, so that's the wolf's head. And then this beautiful moon has some cutouts that are, I think they're supposed to be like star shapes or diamond shapes. I'm going to put some ABs in there. That's what I'm going to do with my personal pen. What you do with your pen's entirely up to you. But I did get a glow-in-the-dark moon pen for myself as well. So, yeah, really gorgeous work. I mean, wow. Chef's kiss, Mins, right out of the park on this one. I'm really impressed. So this, everyone, are your Luna and Lycans pens. Now, if you desperately want these and you don't want to wait to see if you win them, head on over to her Etsy store, because I'm telling you, these pens are $5 each. $5, and you can own your own. You know what I'm saying? $5 for your wolf and $5 for your moon. Come on. Like, can you do better than that anywhere? They're 3D printed. They're beautiful. They're sturdy. I can't even tell you. She does send them with tips. She sends a single placer and a multi-placer. So if you would rather, you know, use it just with a multi-placer or just with a straightener or whatever you want, you can do that. They fit very snugly right in there. There's no moving around, no shaking. It's beautifully done. So yeah, go commemorate your event, because this is your event as much as it is mine. So go commemorate your event with one of these fantastic pens from Mins' shop, because awesome. And she's wonderful at customer service. She's as sweet as they come. I'm telling you, you need to go over and check out her shop. She even sent me this really cool cover minder with my order. Oh, hang on. Isn't this cute? It's a sparkly pumpkin. Look how cute this is. It's so cute. And I even got some stickers and some candy, which between my son and I, that candy did not last long. So anyway, yes. So if you don't want to see if you didn't win or you didn't win. Now, Mins is really great. She doesn't take stuff down. So you can still go over there and get, one of the pens from the Under the Sea event with the sea dragons if you want to. This is my sea dragon pen. So yeah, you can get over there. They're still up. So you can help yourself if you want to wait and see if you won, and if you don't win, buy them, totally fine. I am okay with that. So I wanted you to see them though and see how really nice they are. mean, they're just really beautiful. They're nice width too. They're not super skinny and they're not fat. They're just right, because I have kind of short sausage hands, so fits right in there beautifully. They're nice. They don't weigh anything, so you don't get fatigued at all. In fact, this one's a little light. It keeps jumping out of my hand, but you see what I'm getting at, right? Yeah. If you are new and you want to commemorate your event that you are doing, it's a great way to do it. For $5, you can get a commemorative diamond painting pen, and you'll always have it. And you'll know this was from my very first event. So, all right, everybody, there you are. Now, for those of you that are new to my events, whoever wins, if I have your address, and because you've been in an event with me before, awesome. If not, if you should win, I will be needing a mailing address. So just know that going in. If for some reason, you know, you're feeling weird about it, or you don't want to win a prize, or you just want to, you know, not see anything or say anything or do anything, you know, you can always send me an email and let me know that you'd rather not participate in the drawing, and I understand that. That's perfectly fine. All right, everybody. I am going to be working on Moonlight. This is a Chris Ortega as the artist from Diamond Art Club. And, oh, she's so pretty. I've been enjoying her. She's got lots of purples. I'm going to use my cover minder from, sorry guys, I told you I'm tired. The name just left. From Fairy Dust Clay Incorporated, I think. Fairy Dust Clay, she does all kinds of little clay creatures. And I made a cover minder out of mine. They're already flat on the back, or you can get them 3-dimensional and then they can sit like on a table or something. But she does amazing work. So if you haven't gone over to Fairy Dust Clay, you should, because she has beautiful things. And Christmas is coming. Just saying. I've gotten some beautiful things from her in the past. This one was a little freebie that she gave me that I just love, this little sleeping bunny. So yeah, but I have several from her. So yeah, if you haven't gone over and look, you really should look, because really cute. I did put the magnets on myself, but yeah, you can get many different ones. I have some really cute. I have a lady in a car that's driving. I have a really cute one for Halloween. So I'll show you guys those in another video though. But yeah, so go over to Fairy Dust Clay and let her know Diamonds and Stuff sent you. But yeah, I've made several purchases from her. I really like all of them. And they're sturdier than you think, but they are made of polymer clay. So, you know, use a little bit of caution. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to drop drills now because, I don't know, seem like a good idea? I don't know. They just decided to spring off the end here. So, anyhow, so we're going to talk about, tonight we're going to talk about the moon, and then we're going to talk wolves at the next WIP and Chat. And then on the last WIP and Chat of the event, I'm going to bring together moons and wolves again. But I'm going to give each one of them some of their own time, because they're really interesting and I feel like they deserve their own time. And so I want to be able to do that. So tonight we are talking about cool stuff about the moon, which, you know, we did talk about some of the cool stuff, but I did find a few more, you know, pretty cool items to discuss with you guys. So we're going to do that too, because I don't know, you can't really get bored with the moon. I mean, it's kind of an amazing thing. Sorry, I'm trying to buy time here, you guys, because I have to go fishing for some drills that I dropped. And I don't mean the drills themselves, I mean the whole container. Like they're not all over the floor. I'm just trying to pick up the container, which fell in a very inopportune place, and so I'm struggling just a tad. But don't worry, I am going to pick them up, and we are going to get started. Thank you guys for answering in the comment section on the last video about your plans for Thanksgiving. Sounds like it's going to be fun for lots of people, and I'm really glad, because there's a lot of people that are really struggling this year. if you are, you know, buying your fixings and you are able to get a couple extra cans or boxes or whatever, or noodles, whatever you're getting, to give to your local food pantry, they'd really appreciate it, because they're really feeding more people than ever before this year. So if you can, please do. I would appreciate it. Okay, let's see what else. So I don't know, there's no great way to try to get this in frame, you guys. I'm sorry. It's kind of the nature of the beast. That's when I tell you that I don't have room to work on these big canvases, I mean, I don't have room to work on these big canvases. So we're going to wing it. Okay. So, I think that's all the housekeeping stuff that I wanted to discuss with everybody. But yes, we're going to have drawings next week. And you guys, a couple of you are going to win some pretty cool stuff. So that's happening. And again, please make sure that you post progress. If for some reason you do not post your progress, you will not be eligible for the prize drawing, because there's no other way for me to know that you are in fact participating in the event. And I just don't think it's fair to make everybody else work for it, and then, you know, if you're not doing something and then if you win, it's just not okay, you know. So please post your your progress for next week, and I'd like you to post it by Thursday, please, so that when we do Friday's Whip and Chat next week, which will be week 3, all the progress pics are in. So wherever you are in your diamond painting by Wednesday night, just take a real quick picture of it and either send it to me via email, which is in the description box, or post it in Diamond Painting with Friends so that I'll be able to find it. I will get the link up also by Thursday of next week, so that you will be able to see where to post your progress. It'll say Luna and Lycans event week 3. You can post it in the comment section there. And then I will know that I can add you to the prize wheel. So yay. Wish I could give all of you a prize, because that would be the best situation ever. Unfortunately, I cannot, but I wish I could. All right, so how was everyone's week? You guys as exhausted as I am? Because I am exhausted, and I don't know, those same drills just fell again from a totally different location. I don't know what's going on. These drills do not want to participate tonight. I don't know. They're runaway drills, so I'm just going to have to bring them into frame. Sorry, guys, but what's a person to do? Okay, now then, we can get started talking about moons. Also wanted to just quickly share this with you guys. I got these little magnets last year from Temu, like last summer. So it's been like 18 months ago. And I just didn't have a chance to do them last year, and I didn't really get a chance to do them, you know, any earlier, but I finally got to do them. And there's just 6 of them, but I just wanted to show you. They came out really cute. And so if you're thinking about getting these, and they were not expensive, but how cute are these little dogs with these Santa hats and antlers? Aren't these just the cutest thing? Oh my gosh. I mean, look, they're so cute, you guys. There's a little Yorkie. There's a little Border Collie. And there's a little French Bulldog and a little Collie. Those cute. This looks like Lassie. Anyway, they're just really cute. They come with, that one I trimmed down, but they come with little magnets that you just stick on the backs when you're finished. They're only one-sided. And they come like this, but then when you have the slimline looking dogs like these, I just went ahead and used my craft snips and cut it in half and stuck it in 2 pieces so that when you look at this side, you didn't see it. That's all that's about. So, but yeah, aren't those cute? There's 6 of them. And they've already been sealed and everything, so they're good to go. You can touch them all day long. Nothing will move. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know, if you happen to see these and you were wondering what they look like, they're really cute, and they were fun to do. So I recommend getting them. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Alrighty then, so I think we can now move along to our Luna and Lycan event information. Okay, so here we go. Okay. This is this particular thing I looked up this time. I wanted to look up legends and myths and things that, you know, involve the moon or are about the moon or involve the moon from, you know, other places, other origins, other people, other cultures, you know, things that we haven't discussed, you know, that kind of thing. Because I think it would be very, very cool to get to know all this stuff. So you're going to come along with me. So this section is called Moon Myths and Legends. All right. Some of these you'll probably know, and some of these might be really new information. So just know that going in, that's where we are with that. So, okay. First one is, here's the short list of some of the moon myths and legends. Have you heard of these? Number 1, moon men. Just about anyone with a modicum of imagination can gaze up toward the heavens and quote-unquote see the proverbial man in the moon, though its origins are not well known. In Europe, people believed a man was vanquished to the moon for a crime. According to sources, some Germanic cultures believed it was a man caught stealing from his neighbor's hedgerow, whereas Roman legend calls him a sheep thief. In Chinese mythology, the goddess Chang'e is stranded upon the moon after consuming a double dose of immortality potion. In Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, the man in the moon was called Moonshine, as he was throughout the Renaissance and carried a lantern. So there you go. I think that's where we got the original name for moonshine whiskey. I don't know. You tell me. If you know, let me know. Okay. Oops, come here. Just placing a couple drills while I'm running off at the mouth here. Okay, blue moon. This is number 2. The expression once in a blue moon is derived from the rarity of the event, as it is a second full moon in a calendar month, occurring only every 2 to 3 years. However, sources tell us that the blue color was misinterpreted when the 2 full moon phenomenon was reported in the March 1946 issue of Sky and Telescope, as the color can occur with any moon anytime depending on atmospheric conditions such as fires and volcanic eruptions. So how about that? Technically, it's only a blue moon every 2 to 3 years. Oh, that's interesting. I have heard that expression a lot. My parents' generation used it all the time. So, you know, to explain the word rare, it was like once in a blue moon. Okay. All right. So, these pens are great. You guys are going to love these pens if you get them. The next piece of interesting phenomena that we're going to be reading about is, let's see, little green men. In 1970, Michael Vessin and Alexander Sherbakov of the former Soviet Academy of Sciences posited the moon may in fact be an alien spacecraft, believing it was a hollowed-out planetoid created by beings with superior technology. That's interesting, because we learned last week that you know, the moon has no light of its own, that it's a reflective surface that the sun reflects off of to give us moonlight. So the fact that they thought it was a spaceship is kind of funny. I don't know. I just find that amusing. Yeah. Okay. Moon diet. Inhabiting Alaska, Greenland, and the Arctic, the Inuit people call the moon god Anningan, Anningan, and the sun goddess Malina, who is Anningan's sister. According to legend, after a sibling quarrel, Malina stormed off and her brother followed. Always in pursuit, or perhaps to apologize, depending on interpretation, Anningan forgets to eat and grows thinner, explaining the moon waning phase, where when the moon appears to disappear. When the moon appears to disappear completely, Inuit believe Anningan has gone to find food. When he ultimately catches up to his sister, a rare event, the result causes a solar eclipse. I think it's adorable how other cultures explain things that they don't really understand. Or it's like, hey, let's make a legend and make that fit. So good on them. They managed to do a good job at that. So yay, we'll take it. All right, moon dance. In Africa, Mawu, let's see, the moon god is said to be linked forever with the sun goddess Lisa. Solar and lunar eclipses are said to be related to their conjugal times. It's a different way to look at an eclipse, isn't it? Somebody's conjugal visit. Okay. All right. Moonchild. Inevitably, sometimes controversially, associated with fertility, many believe the moon's influence over love, sex, and reproduction is part of a rhythm seen in the natural world. When the moon waxes, life is said to grow and abundance is present, whereas desire diminishes during its waning cycle. In New Zealand, Maori myth says that a young girl named Rona, R-O-N-A, displeased the moon, so that he seized her and took her far away to him. Grabbing onto a tree, she dragged it with her, the tree symbolizing fertility. So there you go. You know, and there has to be something to it, you guys, because literally anybody, you'll have to excuse Neil. He's in the craft room with me, so say hello, Neil.
I'm trying to be quiet.
He's trying. He's working at it. So, you know, I think we can all agree that, you know, yeah, I mean, obviously it's cyclical, right? I mean, the moon it comes in cycles. They're predictable cycles, which is why they're noted on almost every calendar you can buy, right? Women know that their cycles, you know, often coincide with certain times of the moon, you know, different women at different times, which probably is to ensure our species. So that's sort of cool too, if you think about it. Plus, it makes it sound less awful in a way, right, ladies? Just kind of does. So there's that aspect. So yeah, it's fascinating. We know that it changes the ocean tides. So that's interesting too, having to do with atmospheric phenomena. So yeah. So, okay. Moon addicts, like fanatics, but moon addicts. Psychiatric facilities have reported patients become more unruly during a full moon, and individuals say pain increases during that time. Given a choice, maybe it's better to opt out for surgery, a root canal, or bikini wax during a waning moon. So if anybody is thinking about any of that, you know, be careful where the moon is when you make that decision, because wouldn't be fun to have that be a problem. But if you know anybody who works, you know, in emergency rooms or hospitals, they will tell you that full moon makes people crazy. I mean, it just, everything is weirder and stranger and, you know, different things going on every time there's a full moon. So I used to know, I had a friend who worked as an ER physician, and he always said, you know, I try really hard not to be working on the schedule when there's a full moon, because it is crazy from the minute the moon comes up till the minute the sun comes up. So I'll just have to take his word for that. So anyway, there's that aspect. Okay. And then, of course, we have werewolves. Don't forget about this legendary monster who emerges when the moon is full. So, yes, so we've talked about lycanthropy and you know, which is the study of werewolves, basically wolves and or werewolves. And it's really true that the stories have always talked about the full moon bringing werewolves to life, right? So I didn't want to get it, you know, everything involved with the wolves since we're doing the moon this time. But you know, we will talk about that next time as one of the different types of wolves, you know, what the werewolves are about, what dire wolves are about, gray wolves, all of those types of situations. So we'll get to that in the next WIP and chat. But I wanted to share that information because, you know, there was some interesting facts in there. Did you think so? I mean, you can let me know if you don't think so. Like, it's no harm, no foul, guys. If you if you didn't like it, it's okay. You didn't have to like it. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. So, you know, to recap, we talked about the little green men. We talked about the blue moon. We talked about the moon diet. We talked about little green men. We talked about the moon dance, the moon child, all of those legends that come with the moon. So it's fascinating. I think people that, and of course, you know, we know it holds special significance for people who like to study astrology and astronomy and have anything to do with our planets and how they align and what they do and how they go about it. So, you know, it's always fascinating to learn something new. So now you guys know a lot about the moon. Between last week and this week, my goodness, I think you're ready to win on Jeopardy if any of you get on there. So, you know, there you go. Do you guys have a favorite story about the moon? Let me know in the comments. If you have a special story or a fable or a legend that you particularly like. So, you know, and be sure that you guys are interacting with one another. I did see a couple of you talking to some of the other Dragonites, and I love it when that happens because, you know, I want you to feel comfortable and free to be able to do that, both here and in the Dragonites Lair Facebook group, which if you have not joined, please join because that's a lot of fun. We have good times in there. Okay, everybody. So now I have taken up a good portion of your day already, about a half hour so far. So what else is happening? Time is passing so quickly. I cannot believe we're in the middle of November already. I mean, is it just nuts or what? Those of you who do your shopping ahead of time, God love you. I usually do that, and I didn't get to this year, and I just hate it because it adds to my stress when I don't get things accomplished on a timely schedule of my choosing, you know. So, but yeah, there's just been way too much. Plus we had medical appointments today. And
yesterday.
Yeah, oh yes, and yesterday. So I badly need to get a couple of new doctors. I have a good primary now, and now I need to get some new specialists because the ones I have, I'm just so done with. I'm so tired. I feel like they're going out of their way to try to do tests to get some money, and I'm just like, listen, you know, I mean, I had to break it down for some of them when I said, okay, listen, we don't need to check for that. Yes, we do need to check for that. Okay, is it going to change any of the treatments you're doing already? Well, no, but it's diagnostic, and that tells us. I said, yeah, I understand that. But at the same time, you know, this is how this would work. If you were going to tell me that we were going to do this, and then if it turns out that this is what the situation is, we're going to do this treatment, and then I would turn around and tell you, no, we're not. You can't treat me against my will unless I'm unconscious. Right now, I am totally conscious, and I'm letting you know that I wouldn't take your treatment for that anyway. So you don't need to put me in there so that I'm now spending money on a test that's going to be irrelevant because I already know I'm not taking the treatment. So there's that. And they don't know what to do. Like they can't argue, but they also get annoyed when they can't charge for something. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy to me that this is where we have gotten to. I hope we're smarter than this in the future because, you know, the damage that's being done to the people and in this country and the country itself is unconscionable. And the fact that it's still going on, and what we're all doing, making popcorn? I don't know what we're doing. It's just like, really? So yeah, kind of frustrating. So I, had to have that conversation with a couple of physicians of mine, and we talked about some other stuff. But I'm to a point now where I see no value in incurring expensive tests to try to do something, new and innovative just because we can. Didn't they watch Jurassic Park? Just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? That was the whole theme of that movie. And I feel like that. I'm just like, look, you know what? At this phase in my life, I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to have perfect labs. I don't need to, they don't understand what I've been going through, physically during my lifetime. And so, I do what I can. And if I can follow a treatment plan and it works in my life, then I'm fine with it. And if I can't, then we don't do it. Period. It doesn't do any good for them to tell me how wonderful something is. If I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. And I don't lie to them like some people and say, oh yes, of course I understand. Of course I'm going to do that, knowing full well I'm not going to. And then when I come back, they go, did you do it? And I go, no. Well, what do you mean? Well, why didn't you do it? Because I'm not going to do it. So, hello. Yeah, earlier in my life, there were things that were more important than I, felt like I had to follow. Just, everything that's going on. And now what I find out is there are more important things to me, like my quality of life, how I feel every day, what I can do as I get older, and what I don't need to do or have no desire to do. So, we have to go round and round and have these discussions because doctors are doctoring, and it's interesting how the medical community has kind of shifted. They were trained definitely one way when I was growing up, and such a different way now. And I know that they're trying to make as much money as they can. I get that, but yeah, not on my back. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not gonna, if you want to give me some kind of treatment for something because you think it's going to make my lab tests better, but I'm going to feel worse, then you can absolutely forget it. I'm not doing it. So, yeah. And when I agree with them, then of course I do it. But that's my prerogative as the patient and the one paying for their service. So, yeah, but it's doctors have a hard time knowing what to say when a patient makes the decision that, now my primary doctor that I have now, I got her 2 years ago. I like her. We've been working well together. She's very, very smart, and I'm very thankful for that. But I told her at the consultation phase, listen, here's what I'm looking for in a doctor. If something happens and you have to put me through diagnostics, okay, I want to start with as least invasive as possible. And if we can get an answer with that, fine. And if we can't, then we'll talk about being more invasive. But after that, what I want you to do is tell me what it is and 100% of the options that are available to me to deal with this, whatever it is that happens. And then I'm going to tell you what we are ultimately going to do, and I expect to be supported in that. So, and I told her, I said, it's perfectly fine if you're not comfortable with that. I get it. That's okay. You can feel free to say so now, because if that's the case, then I'm just wasting both our times. So yeah, feel free to let me know, and you know, we can go from there. And she took a minute, and she said, well, sounds okay to me. She said, I reserve the right to tell you what can happen or not happen depending on what you decide to do. I said, absolutely, I wouldn't have it any other way. But I just want you to understand that the ultimate decision is mine. She's like, totally get it, and I'm totally fine with it. I said, even if it's something that I want to do or not do that goes against what you were taught in medical school. She's like, well, I think you made it pretty clear it's your life, and if I tell you what the possible outcomes are and you're aware of them and you say, I get it, but here's what's going to happen, totally fine with that. I said, great, then that works for me. And so far we've been working very well together. Yeah, there's only been, I think, one situation where she wanted to do a diagnostic scan that would allow her to give me a medication for something that's an onset of aging issue. Because they have a new and invented wonderful, you know, thing they can do that might be horrible for you, but you know, but they can do it, and if it works, oh, it's wonderful, and if it doesn't work, well, gosh, it can be really awful. Okay, you know what? It's not a good trade-off for me. I'm not interested in trading off might be good for could be awful. Yeah, to me, no thank you. If I were 20, 25, I might go, yeah, okay, let's try it. But I am not. And so I'm interested now in feeling as good as I possibly can on a daily basis so I can enjoy grandchildren and I can enjoy crafting, like diamond painting, and I can enjoy going places and seeing things. I already have a scooter, so my mobility is not a thing. But yeah, I want to be able to make those decisions and not, you know, feel like my stomach hurts or I'm going to be, you know, throwing up any minute, or God forbid the other direction, or, you know, I would like to go, but, you know, my joints hurt so bad from this medication I can't move. Like, yeah, no, none of that is an acceptable transition for me. It's not a good trade-off. I don't want to do that. So I was happy to say that she seems to understand, and so far it's been pretty good. Haven't really had a problem. She did accept it. She told me why she wanted to do, you know, certain things, and I told her I understood that and I appreciated it, and I thanked her for her diligence, but I wasn't interested in that course of action. And she said, well, okay, I won't claim to understand it, but okay, I can support you in that. I said, thank you. So yeah, she's a keeper. I like her a lot, and I feel good knowing that, you know, she and I are partners in my health care, because I have not had that before, and by God, I have it now. Now, you know, if I make it to 80, and I really don't think I'm going to. I mean, I was supposed to have died when I was 19 from kidney failure. And, you know, doctors told my parents, you better say goodbye if you want to. You better, if you have clergy, you should call them. If any relatives want to say goodbye, they need to come now. And as sick as I was, I remember being so angry that he was ready to write me off because I wasn't ready to go. Now, remember, I was 19, which worked in my favor because I wasn't even thinking about, what are you talking about? I'm going. I'm not going. He's crazy. So it took a long time. It took 1.5 years and some very nasty medications that they called treatment that had lasting effects for decades. But I'm here telling you about it. So yeah, could be worse. But I learned a lot through that illness. I learned that you can't trust doctors to automatically do the right thing. You have to make it clear that, you know, you expect them to be there. You're paying them for their knowledge and their guidance and their help. But this is your body and your life. And it has to work for you so that, you know, you can utilize whatever it is they want you to utilize. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And if you have a doctor who would not accept that from you, don't spend 20 years with them like I did. Get rid of them and go find a doctor who's willing to work with you for your benefit. That's what they're supposed to do. And boy, what a difference when you find a good one. Oh, man. Yeah, it's been really good. So yeah, I like her a lot, and yeah, she's, you know, she's very direct. She doesn't sugarcoat anything, which I also appreciate, because I just want the truth. I don't need you to pussyfoot around. I don't need you to be, you know, nice. It's really soft and nice about. Just tell me. Just tell me the truth, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, I try to avoid medical stuff whenever possible. I really don't like it. And someday, you know, there might be repercussions for that, but you know what? I'm okay with it, because by the time there are repercussions, I'm probably going to be headed on my way out anyway. So, okay. Fortunately, being so ill so young, I mean, I was 19 years old and a newlywed when my kidneys failed. And then I spent a year and a half just in some of the worst pain I've ever experienced in my entire life. And I had a C-section and it was not this bad, okay? So, I made decisions. I decided if I lived through this, because I really didn't know for quite a few months whether or not, because I would start to get better and then I would relapse, and then they would do something different with the medication and steroids, and then I would get better and then I would start to relapse. So I did that for a long time. So when I finally got to the point where they said, you know what, I think you're going to make it. Wow. Okay. Spent a lot of time looking at sunsets, a lot of time reflecting on what I had been through, what my life was doing, what it was about, and made a lot of serious changes that nobody expected. Nobody that knew me would have believed it even. And so because of that, I've always felt for the last, let's see, how many years am I in now? Well, I was 19 and I'm 58, so it's been a long time, guys. I decided then I am never going to feel that bad again, and I don't care if it's illness, injury, or medication or treatment. I'm not going to feel bad again, period. So if I have to take medications that I can tolerate, you know, and I do take some, okay, I'll take them. But if I can't tolerate it, you best bet I'm not going to continue them. So you're going to have to tell me what else I can do, or assign something, other kind of medicine or something. Because I just can't walk through life feeling like an utter zombie, wanting to hide my head in the sand and never talk to anybody because I feel so crappy. Like, Because, you know, I'm already maxed out on my regimen for my pain needs, which is significant. And I have to have all parts of the regimen in order to function at all. So when parts of that regimen aren't available, either because, you know, the pharmacy's out of stock on the medicine, or the pain patches that I use, you know, are still in shipping, or whatever it is, if I have to miss out on part of the regimen, it's devastating. It's just devastating. And chronic pain will change a lot. It will change your personality even. It changes everything about you. It changes your sleep habits. It changes your mindset. It changes your mind on where you go and what you do. So if I know, if I'm having a really bad pain day, I'm not going to go any place that I can't go in my scooter, because there's no way. I know that I can't walk it. I also know if something's happening. It's just like if you've had food poisoning in the last few days and you have to go somewhere, you're going to want to know that you're going someplace with a working restroom. You know what I mean? Like you don't mess around in certain avenues. And that's kind of how I felt. So, yeah, so I look at things differently with medical perspectives in mind now. I mean, I don't go out of my way to be a pain in their butt. Like that's not a thing. And if I were going to do that, then I wouldn't. They would be within their rights to say, I'm just not going to treat you. And I would go, okay, because I understand that. So I'm not going out of my way to try to do anything. I'm just not doing what I consider to be pointless diagnostics or treatments. So there's that. Now, obviously, we all need physicians. I mean, if I get a lump somewhere or bumps or something, I'm going to a doctor. Yes, I am. But I'm going to treat that doctor the same way. What is it? Why is it? And what is the treatment for it and or cure? And then I'll let you know what we're going to do. So yeah, that works. And if by doing that I shorten my life a little bit, you know what? It's okay, because I know that I've done, in my estimation and in my research, I will have done what I felt was the right thing for me. So that is okay with me. So yeah, I can be a little bit of an enigma to some doctors, because they don't quite understand why is it when they say jump, I'm not going how high? Well, because I'm not going to be jumping. That's why. It doesn't matter how high. I'm not going to do it. So you tell me what you want. If it makes sense for me and it's going to be a positive impact to my life, awesome. Which is how I got on the prescription medication that I take now. And why I don't take other things that have been recommended. And I've been glad on a number of occasions that I didn't, because things were found out later. I don't like all the newfangled medication. I feel like I need to watch it for a year or two and see if it's going to be a functional thing. Does it have side effects they didn't know about? Because I want to know that before I take it. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm usually not first in line for that. But here we are. Yeah. So, but I do try to, if they want me to do some diagnostics and it's a prudent thing, and I think that yes, it's a good idea, yes, it will benefit my life, then I will do it. So you kind of have to decide that and weigh everything when you're going through stuff, and make a determination, yes, it's good, or no, it's not good. So anyway, so this week's been full of that kind of stuff. So it's my least favorite stuff. So yeah, been a very long week. Not been fun. Has not been pleasant. Did not enjoy. Do not recommend. 0 stars. Other than that though, it's been pretty quiet. It seems like there's a lot of viruses that are really floating around. My oldest son, who's in Florida, he and his sons and one of his kids' moms all got novovirus, and they were so sick. It was bad. He's like, Mom, I know exactly what you mean. Because I told him, I said, you're never more of a parent than when you and your child are sick at the same time and you have one bathroom. That's when you really know what parenting is. Yeah, he found out the hard way. I was like, sorry, son. It's unfortunate. But they're on the mend now. But, ooh, that was a long, long situation. Because I think they just kept passing it back and forth. Oh, excuse me. Passing it back and forth. And couldn't really get rid of it. But it is now gone. Everybody is on the upswing. Thank goodness. So I remain optimistic that maybe Everybody's going to be okay. I'm like, well, have it now. Don't have it any closer to the holidays. He's like, yeah, really. So yeah, that happened. What else is happening? We were talking earlier, Neil and I were talking about how expensive Thanksgiving's going to be this year. Wow. So, since it's just going to be the three of us, I mean, we'll be able to, you know, price down some stuff because, you know, we don't have to feed 15 or 20 people, at least not this year. So, so that's, you know, probably good, but, you know, we're going to try to buy some extra too so that we can support our local food pantries. We have one, you know, right in our town that services our town. And so we like to try to help them out whenever we can. So that's going to be, we're literally going to give thanks for Thanksgiving this year. And we're going to try to help out our neighbors as much as we can. And, you know, we're all going to get through it because that's what we do. We've been very lucky. We have some, you know, we all have one terrible neighbor. We have one of those, and then we have really great neighbors. So that's been nice to see. And they come over sometimes and check on us, say, hey, are you guys okay? And, you know, we really appreciate that because they know that we're seniors and that, you know, maybe there's something that we might need, or, you know, if somebody goes to the grocery store, you know, then 10 people say, hey, do you need me to pick something up? So, I mean, they're just really nice people, and that's been such a blessing. So we try to always include them, like, you know, Jared's been working with his staff person on daily living skills, one of which it being, you know, cooking and baking. So, you know, whenever he follows the recipe for something that you really can't whittle it down, you know, any further, then, you know, we just take the extra and we spread it around with our neighbors, you know, depending on how much there is. So, you know, if he makes cupcakes, that's easy, or cookies, that's easy. He made pizza fondue. That was different. You guys remember fondue from way back in the day? Yeah, he made some of that. So, you know, we spread it around as much as we can, whatever it is. So, yeah. We're growing tomatoes this year. Neil planted tomatoes. He used to plant them every year, and then we didn't do them for a few years, and now we're doing them again. And boy, we had a couple of plants that literally just went non-stop. Oh my gosh. So we've had plenty to share, so that's been nice. One of our neighbors, we gave them tomatoes, and they gave us, what'd they give us, Neil?
Oranges.
Oranges off of their tree, so that was nice. That was a fair trade, to say the least. So, yeah, it's nice. We kind of have the barter system around here. So we all like that because then, you know, we grow this plant, you grow that plant, let's switch, and then we both have both, right? We all do better when we all do better. So we try to participate in that as much as possible. And it's worked out so far. What else do we do? Trying to get a handle on some Christmas shopping. Gosh, I just feel like things are either out of reach or the shipping is delayed till positive infinity, or, you know, they're just plain out of stock and they're not going to be restocked. I mean, I just feel like it's really a challenge trying to get any sort of Christmas going this year, but, you know, keep plugging away at it. Eventually, we will get through this. This too shall pass. So, that's what's going on around here. I think we're getting closer. We're just waiting on our final estimate for the roof. And then Human Services is going to try to get it past her fiduciary budgeting person to try to see if they can help us get a roof on this place so that we don't end up falling through. We're holding our breath now because it started raining today, and it's supposed to rain till next Saturday. So for an entire week, it's supposed to be wet around here. So believe me when I tell you, we're nervous. We are really nervous because we just don't want to see any water coming through the ceiling anywhere else. So everybody cross your fingers. If you're a praying person, please say extra prayers. We will be happy to take them because, wow, nothing is scarier than hearing it hit really hard on the roof and then suddenly hearing a drip. There's just nothing scarier than that. So that's where we are. Neil's infusions are going well. We had infusion day today. This is, I think, treatment number 7. It takes 1.5 years of treatments. So technically we're kind of still in the infancy period, but he has to have an MRI to make sure he's not developing any brain bleeds about every 4 or 5 sessions. So he was due for one before today. So he had to go for his MRI actually last Saturday, so they would have it in time so that he could continue without a break in his treatment. So got that done. Everything's good. You know, his brain marches on. No bleeding or anything bad. So yay. We're really hoping that that's going to do some wondrous things. Again, prayers are appreciated. So that's pretty much the life stuff. And now I have taken up a whole hour of your time. So I want to thank all of you for hanging out during the WIP and Chat today. It was so nice to check in with you. You know, all of you guys are doing beautiful canvases. I can't wait for you all to see the WIP parade at the end of the event because you guys are doing gorgeous, gorgeous things. And I just really love it. So please don't forget to post your week 3 progress so that you'll be eligible for the prize win, okay? And again, next Friday, because we're going to, please post by Thursday. And on Friday, when we do our WIP and Chat, I will have the prizes out so that you can see them, and I will do the wheel spin so we can get those given out. And then week 4, we will wrap up the event because time is moving awfully fast, you guys. And then we're going to get ready for December's event, Our Better Angels, or have a Fey Happy Holidays. So all your Fey creatures that have wings, anybody want to join that has not signed up, please do so. You have until the 25th of November to sign up for December's event. So please let me know in the comment section or by email or even posting in the Dragonites Lair if you're interested in joining us. Diamond Painting with Friends 2.0 does not have a December event. That's the month that they let you just sort of catch up on stuff and hang out with your friends and family. So there won't be one hosted for their event for December. So if you would like to participate, sorry guys, I'm really tired. Please let me know so I know to add you to the list. If you have a canvas ready and you want to send a pic with it, awesome. That will save some time later. Appreciate that. Yeah. So we're just going to have some fun, and it's going to go very, very casually because, you know, December is a hard month. Christmas is in it. New Year's is at the end of it. So a lot of people have kids out of school. So if you can't participate, totally understand. But if you would like to, please let me know. I can tell you who is currently on the list. You're going to hear some repeat names. Margie Grice, Crafty Chef Diamond, Nuckin Futz, Mike Weeks, Diamond Art Joy, Joanne Arnold, Scarlett's Little Crafting Corner, Snuggy's Crafting Corner, True Vampire Crafts, Guyleen Harold, Jennifer Parker, Roxanne Samuscott, Marianne Hodges, Matt Smarachek, Missy Nelson, Sugar Ray Crafts, Kathy Reynolds, Cubic Z Painter, Corinne Richardson, Master of Jedi, And that is 21 people that are signed up. So there's room. If you'd like to join us, please don't hesitate to get signed up. And then that will be it for 2025. My next event for my channel is going to be in April. We're going to be doing Walk Like an Egyptian. All things Egypt are going to be acceptable and qualify as a canvas if it's 30 by 30 or larger. There are lots and lots and lots of Egyptian canvases out there right now. I'm not quite sure the reason, but there are lots of them. So you can get them at many, many places. So if you would like to sign up, let me know. We will put you on the list for that as well. Now, Neil's going to be doing an event in March. He's going to be doing Planes, Trains, and Automobiles for Diamond Painting with Friends 2.0. So he's going to be using my channel for his event. So that will be March. So March will be Neil's event. April is my first event. After that, in June, am I saying that correctly? Is it June? Yes. June 1st to June 30th, we're going to be doing Purple Haze. So that's a canvas that's 30 by 30 or larger. That's predominantly purple. Can be any subject matter as long as it's purple. And then in August, from August 1st to August 31st of next year, we're doing Zodiac. American or Chinese is fine. Anything to do with the Zodiac. And then November of next year, we're doing Fairies, Pixies, and Gnomes. Oh my, and that was a Dragonite selection. You guys wanted that one, so that's the one we're doing next November. And then we will not have one in December on this channel next year. So we do this year, next year not so much, okay? I have not decided what's happening for 2027. I'll get back to you, but that's what's going on from now until the end of 2026. So for the immediate needs, remember, you're going to post your canvas pics by Thursday evening. So in Diamond Painting with Friends 2.0 group, there will be a little link like there has been that says, hey, please post your week 3 progress here for Luna and Lycans. In the comment section, you post your canvas pic, you know, and then I will pull from that area. So from progress week 3 pics, I will pull for the prize wheel. So be sure that you post there. I will put up the space to do that on Monday. So it will be there when you go to look Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. You'll see it. So you'll be able to put your week 3 progress there, what you think you'll be able to accomplish by Thursday. I will pull from them on Friday in preparation for the WIP and Chat. So that's how we're going to work it for next week. Okay. And then we will talk about the following week, which is Thanksgiving week. We will talk about that next week at the WIP and Chat. All right, everybody, keep doing the fantastic work you guys are doing. Your canvases are beautiful. I am so impressed. I knew the Dragonites were awesome, but you guys like take awesome and then take it to the next level all the time. It's the coolest thing ever. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for getting me to 1,600 subbies. I really appreciate it. I think we're at 1,606 now. So welcome everybody who's new to Dragonites Lair. And also November, and I'll talk more about it next week. November is my 2-year chaniversary for my YouTube channel. So yeah, can't believe it, but it's 2 years now, guys, that we've been, you know, hanging out and doing stuff. So thank you everybody for making the channel what I feel is a success. I'm delighted to have all of you here. You guys are fantastic. I have the best subbies on the internet. I tell everybody that all the time, and it's true. So, welcome new subbies. You've arrived at a family. The Dragonites are a family. We share our inner dragon strength with each other. Anytime anybody needs it, just give a yell and you're going to find out there's all kinds of people here that are willing to help you out and be supportive. Okay? So don't make liars out of me, tried and true subbies. Bring in the new ones. Introduce yourselves. Say hi. Make some new friends that share your love of diamond painting, because that's what we're all here for, right? So, all right, everybody. I think I have been yammering on long enough. Please have a wonderful weekend. Do something fantastic for yourselves, because nobody deserves it more than Dragonites. I'm telling you now. So please do that. Please go do something nice, whether that's that latest Starbucks flavor of coffee, or you just want to go get yourself a little goodie somewhere at a bakery, or you just want to go get yourself a new outfit, or you go and do it, because life is short, people, and you deserve it and you have it coming. So do it. Do it. All right, everybody. And remember, always be a dragon. Spread your wings. Someone tries to get in your way, knock them out of the way with your wing. Spread your wings. Protect those you love. Have fiery passion in everything that you do. Stay strong. Slay your fears. And always fly high, rise up, and soar. All right, Dragonites, have a wonderful weekend. Big hugs to all of you. And thank you, subbies, because, you know, you guys are the bomb. You just really are. And I just want to give big hugs to each and every one of you. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.